Yeah, I haven't, held a ball for good 8 months, and that was the first ball after 8 months. So, um, but yeah, I mean, we knew that we had to make up 2 overs. We couldn't just bowl the spinner towards the end when Pooran was batting beautifully. So I just said to the captain, look, I have a bit of experience, so I'll just try bowling the 2 overs.
You must be delighted to have got the prime wicket as well. I mean, is it something you'll be putting your hand up for in the future as well?
Absolutely. Pooran was the man that we needed to get, and quite fortunate to get him in the first ball. Before he clobbed me for a few sixes, I thought. But yeah, it was a fantastic effort by Pooran. He batted all the way through, and he nearly got them through. But it was fortunate for us, to get him at the right time. Our fielding was not up to the mark, but we fought our way through all the way.
Angelo, do you think that you spoke about Pooran, but do you think that Fabian Allen's run out actually brought you guys back into the game? Because back then they were looking very aggressive and everything.
Yeah, he was batting brilliantly too. We needed one wicket as soon as possible when they were get going, and they were hitting it clean. Our bowlers didn't have answers to how they played at the time. Credit should go to them because they batted really well. Our bowlers put their hearts out. Once again, Lasith was brilliant. All the bowlers tried their extreme best, and we needed a little bit of luck towards that latter part of the innings too, and we were fortunate enough to get that run out.
Angelo, had you been bowling in the nets? And also, what was going through your mind as you're running into bowl that first ball?
Yeah, as I said, I haven't been bowling at the nets at all. That was the first ball that I got Pooran out, and that was after 8 months. That was the first ball. So, yeah, I mean, if I got injured at that time, I wouldn't have, regretted it because we had the game in our hands, and we needed a bowler to come in and bowl a couple of overs to make that 2 overs, and I said to the captain, look, I'll just bowl and see how it goes.
Angelo, trying and finishing the tournament at number 5, is that a realistic target now for you guys?
Yeah, look, we're disappointed to not. We had our chances throughout the tournament. I thought the Australian game, the middle order didn't fire. We had that game in our hands after that brilliant start. Again, the South African game, we didn't bat well. So we had our opportunities in the tournament, but unfortunate that we couldn't reach the semi-finals. But at least if we can finish off well, that will be a good thing.
Obviously, you had quite a bit of success bowling your overs in T20 format and one-day cricket as well. It's obviously a huge drawback for the team. And are you anywhere closer to sort of start resuming bowling again?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have the time to build it up. I mean, need a little bit of time to start bowling and build it up, because body needs to adapt. So it takes a little bit of time. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to sort of build it up before the World Cup. Glad that I was able to help the team out bowling a couple of overs today, but I'm trying my best to start bowling as soon as possible going forward.
Angelo, if you hadn't been a captain before and didn't have the experience and leadership capabilities that you have, do you think you would have offered to bowl that last couple of overs, or do you think you would have kept quiet and hoped that something happened?
Look, I'm a guy who wants to take up a challenge, any given time. And I have played quite a number of ODIs, before this, and I've got a little bit of experience playing all 3 formats, bowling in all 3 formats, and bowling in different occasions, different situations. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do, at the time, and I'm glad that I was able to do it. Thinking is something else. Doing it, doing there is something, different. So, You got to think, and you'll be able to sort of do what you think on the park. So I was able to do that. Maybe my experience helped, and we had no choice to. So I had to bowl that couple of overs.
Angelo, you saw two young batsmen get centuries today. Avishka, and what was your sort of assessment of how Nicholas Pooran played? Had you seen him before? Had you heard about him?
Yeah, I have seen him play. He's played in the IPL, and he's played quite a few games for West Indies as well. He showed his class previously as well, and we've seen him. We know all their batters are extremely dangerous. If they get going, they can clear any ground. So we needed to keep taking wickets, and Pooran just got stuck in there, and he was batting right through to the end, and if he had batted that 3 overs as well, would have been a different story. So credit should go to him, and also Avishka was a fantastic innings. Must mention Kusal Janit's start as well, and also Kusal Mendis. He was fighting in the middle, and Thirimana finished off well. So it was all in all a very good game for us.
Angelo, අවුරුදු එකමාරකට පස්සේ එක්දින තරඟවල අදායි ඔබ පන්දු යවුවා. කොයි වෙලාවේද දිමුත් සහ ඔබ අතරේ සංවාදය ඇති වුණේ ඔබ මේ අන්තිම පන්දු වාර දෙක පන්දු යවයි කියලා?
මමයි දිමුතුයි දිගටම කතා වෙවි හිටියා ඕවර් දෙකක් හදන්න තියෙනවා කියලා. 40න් පස්සේ අපිට අවස්ථාවක් ආවේ නැහැ දඟපන්දු යවන්නව දාන්න. මොකද නික්ලස් පූරන් හොඳට බැට් කරගෙන හිටියා. I think මම දැක්කයි දිමුත් හොයනවා කාව හරි දාන්න. ඉතින් මං කිව්වා දිමුට මම දාලා දෙන්නම් මේ ඕවර්ස් දෙක. මම මාස 8කින් විතර බෝල් කරලා නැහැ. බෝලයක්වත් ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වල බෝල් කරලා නැහැ. නමුත් මං කිව්වා මම දාලා දෙන්නම්, ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි පුළුවන් තරම් බලමු ලසිත් මාලිගෙන් උයි මේ ඉසුරු දානගෙන් උයි ආව අවුට් කරගන්න. බැරි වුණොත් මම 48යි 50යි මම දාලා දෙන්නම් කියලා. ඉතින් ඔහුටත් ඒක මම හිතන්නේ සහයෝගයක් වුණා. නමුත් මමත් ටිකක් චකිතයකින් බෝල් කරේ. මොකද මම මාස 8කින් බෝලයක්වත් බෝල් කරලා නැහැ. මම ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වෙලාවෙ නිකන්වත් බෝල් කරලා නැහැ. ඉතින් නමුත් මගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක මම හිතන්නේ වැදගත් වුණා. ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී මම දාන්න ඕන තැනට මට කල්පනාව තිබුණා දාන්න ඕනේ කොහෙටද කියලා. ඉතින් මට දාගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී මට අවශ්‍ය තැනට.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාව මේ තරඟයට එන්න කලින් ලොකුස්ලානේ ඉවතට ගිහිල්ලා තිබ්බේ. කණ්ඩායමේ අද පිටිකරණේ විශේෂත්වයක් දැක්කා දකුණු අප්‍රිකා තරඟයට වඩා. ඉතින් ඒ ෆ්‍රීඩම් එකෙන්ද කට්ටිය ආවේ අද තරඟයට? මොකද්ද තිබ්බ මයින්ඩ් සෙට් එක ස්පෙෂලි බැටිං ගෲප් එකේ?
මම හිතන්නේ තනතිල්ලත් ඉතාමත්ම හොඳ තනතිල්ලක් අද බැලුවොත් අපිට ඕනම අවස්ථාවකදී ගහන්න අවශ්‍ය පාර ගහන්න පුළුවන් වුණා මේ තනතිල්ලේදී විශේෂයෙන්. ගිය තරඟයේදී පොඩි මන්දගාමී ගතියක් තිබුණා. ඉතින් ෂුවර් කරලා ගහන්න පුළුවන් පාර ගහ ගන්න බැරි වුණා. නමුත් මේ තරඟයේදී අපි දැක්කා ඉතාමත්ම හොඳට පන්දුව බැට් එකට ආවා. ඉතින් මේකෙදී අපිට අවශ්‍ය වෙලාවට පාරක් ගහන්න තනතිල්ල වගේම මම හිතන්නේ අපිට හම්බෙච්ච ස්ටාර්ට් එක ඉතාමත්ම මම හිතන්නේ අවිෂ්ක ෆර්නැන්ඩෝ ඉතාමත් හොඳට ක්‍රීඩා කරා. ඔහු මම හිතන්නේ සීනියර් ප්ලේයර් කෙනෙක් වගේ අද ක්‍රීඩා කරේ. මම තරඟ කිහිපයයි ගහලා තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් ඔහු ඉතාමත් පරින්ද ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් වගේ ක්‍රීඩා කරා. ඒ වගේම ඔහුගේ වටේ අනිත් අයට ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණා. කුසල් ජනීත්, කුසල් පෙරේරා, කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස්, තිරිමාන හොඳට ක්‍රීඩා කර අන්තිම ටිකේදී අපිට 338ක් වැනි ටෝටල් එකක් මම දන්නවා අපි දැම්මොත් එහෙම අපේ බෝලර්ස්ලා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපිව ඒ තරඟයේ දිනවල දෙනවා. මේ බෝලර්ස්ලා පන්දු යවන්නන් හුඟක් මේ තරඟ සියලුම හුඟක්ම තරඟවලදී ඉතාමත් හොඳට පන්දු යවුවා. ඉතින් අපි ලොකු විශ්වාසයක් තිබ්බා.
Game, fantastic game of cricket. If you're a neutral, some great innings, but you didn't get over the line. How's your?
Yeah, it seems to be a trend here in this World Cup for us. We had a few close games, but just unable to get over the line. Yeah, you can look back in hindsight and pinpoint a number of areas in this game. I don't think we fielded particularly well. Probably gave up 30 to 40 runs in the field. Yeah, when we were batting, I felt we were always in the game with a shout. We just lost wickets at crucial stages. And you could also say that the run-outs were probably gifted wickets, and probably what we didn't want at that stage.
Just on the run-outs, Jason. How difficult is it to manage that from off the field when you can see people getting a little bit nervous and, you know, they're critical wickets at vital stages of the match? How do you sort of assess that to guys going out to the ground to bat afterwards?
Oh man, it's virtually impossible to control off the field. You know, you could probably sense one or two things within the dressing room, and you get a message out, you know, just tell them to calm down a little bit. But both of them, for me, were just really against the random play and unnecessary. Unfortunate, but I don't think it should be happening really at this level.
Jason. Carlos at Old Trafford, obviously Nicholas here. I mean, if there's one thing to take away from this World Cup, it must be like you must be delighted with like the never say die attitude in the camp.
Yeah, we've shown some fight in this entire campaign. Yeah, I'm proud of, you know, certain individuals who definitely put their hands up and, you know, put their heart on the line. And that's what we want, you know. We want guys to just give their all. You know, when you leave the cricket field, make sure you don't have anything within the body left to be given. Yeah, and credit to Nicholas. I thought he played an outstanding innings today. You know, he batted maturely. You know, he got boundaries. You know, he knocked it around as easily as he possibly can. And then obviously not like Fabian, not like what Fabian played. You know, it's exceptional as well. You know, just again, unfortunate when he ran out, but the young talent is there. The young talent is there. Just a matter for us to bring it together more often, you know, and get over the line.
How disappointing is it? Like, you know, you came with a lot of promises in the tournament. How disappointing is it to see that, you know, like things not going your way despite, you know, some really good performances by individuals? So, like, what do you think needs to be looked into in the, you know, next few years, or, you know, after the World Cup?
Firstly, it's disappointing. You know, definitely disappointing to come so close on a number of occasions and not get over the line. You know, and secondly, in terms of the talent we have, we've just got to find ways to manage it. You know, manage the talent we have. You know, put things in place to make sure that they're developing. You know, if we don't put things in place to make sure they're developing, you know, we come in 4 years' time and probably see similar results. So it's just a matter for us to look after them. Look after all of our players, you know, try to manage them as best as we possibly can. You know, when they go back home and going into their franchises, we need to put things in place for them to be able to develop.
Jason, were the players expecting Rihanna to turn up to today's game?
No, it was a pleasant surprise. You know, it's great to see her here. You know, I just want to personally thank her for coming out. You know, I guess it's not easy for a celebrity to just come down to Durham to watch West Indies play, but you know, I'm sure the boys felt her presence, you know, in the stands, and you know, she came down to the dressing room as well and meet quite a few of the players, and you know, that was also refreshing.
Jason, just another word on your assessment of Nicholas's innings, because he has always been seen as a very promising talent. He's just played 10 ODI games so far, and this is his biggest ever score that he's made. Do you see this innings as a one that will make a jump? You've seen other young players and how they develop. What is your reckoning of what this innings will do for him?
Look, what I've seen here in Nicholas Pooran in this entire World Cup is nothing surprising to me. You know, what he's produced here is exactly what we expect him to produce. You know, ideally we want him to get better, and we want him to improve. And you know, he would only improve over a period of time. You know, we've selected him for a reason, and we give him full backing. You know, we give him full confidence to go out there and play the game that he knows he needs to play. And yeah, he will make mistakes. He's a young player, and it's just important again for development to continue to take place for him. And development, learning is part of his development, and you know, he just needs to learn from the scenarios that he's put himself into, and we all need to learn from the scenarios that we've been faced with in this World Cup as well.
Just one more, what are the expectations you have for him? What is your vision for him, say 5 years, 10 years from now?
Again, once we look after Nicholas as best as we possibly can, and we create an environment for him to learn and develop, you know, I expect big things from him. You know, he's got the talent, he's got the ability to change gears. He's very, very skilled that he can improvise. He's got pretty much every shot in the locker. It's just a matter for him just to put it together more often than not. But I think we as a body, a West Indies Cricket Board body, we've got to make sure that we have things in place to continue to help these players to develop.
You have been a young captain, and you're still a young captain leading younger guys as well. How confident do you feel that the development that you talk about is going to happen between now and the next World Cup for West Indies?
Well, I could tell you now, I mean, definitely in this World Cup I've done lots of thinking and trying to find ways and means of which we can continue to improve. Definitely is a situation where we've got to sit down as a management group, as leaders of the organization and find things to put in place. We can't let the talent go to waste. It's our responsibility to make sure that we harness this talent as best as we possibly can and make sure that these guys get better.